Today, Precarious plays
Phantom Brave. Oh, look at his adorable little scarf.
And his angry eyebrows.
Do you know where the sealed cave is?
It's very cold.
I'd be upset too.
Are you talking about the Seal of the Brave? That's at the heart of the island.
They're not even, like, angry. I think they're just suave. That's a handsome bunny.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I bet he's one of those people
Sweetie,
that can
you
do.
aren't from around here, so I'll give you some advice. Stay away from the cave.
You were saying?
I bet he can do the wave with his eyebrows. You know, like, hey, ooh, ooh, see it travel across the face. I have fine motor control.
I've got some advice.
First, our livestock is slaughtered, then we hear something howling at night. I worry the seal's been damaged. On top of that, monsters roam the path to the cave. It's dangerous to go near there.
That's why I'm here, to investigate the cave.
Really? A little girl like you? What are you, Chroma?
Yeah.
Yes, Count Malt hired me.
So Chroma, I thought that it was just a synonym in Phantom Brave for mercenary, but I think it might be more specific. I think it might be more akin to magic mercenary.
Yeah. I
Or
think there's something about it. Or
what you said before. I think it might just mean, like, it might be more akin to someone saying superhero.
yeah. Mutant.
The Count, huh? I don't know, you look pretty small.
Says the bunny who a third of his height is his ears.
Yeah, like, even with your ears, you don't come up to Marona's chin, man.
Really? You're a Chroma?
I guess he barely, almost comes. I was looking, I was trying to judge their height based on their, where their feet were. But I was looking at Marona's toes and not her heels.
He didn't believe me, did he?
You're still young, so
And
it's hard to
he's-
believe you're a Chroma if someone doesn't know you.
People
He
who
was
know
like-
me hate me for being possessed, and people who don't think I'm just a kid.
He still sent them off into the wilderness. He's like, you look pretty short and defenseless, but I mean, Danger Palace is this way.
Whatever, not my problem.
What am I
I've gotta
supposed
wax
to
my
do?
eyebrows.
Now we're gonna move at light speed. So many proper things. There's a proper crystal. I want all the crystals. That weed actually has a lot of mana. So I might try to grab that instead. Oh, there are a ton of crystals around. Okay, so I'll prioritize this particular weed. Grab the bottle mail. Oh, okay. Well, at least now I know.
Yeah. Speaking of things you know.
Things that I know. Okay. I remembered why I picked this game. The reason why I picked this game is because when I went to pick up Disgaea, I also saw Disgaea 2. And then I thought about it, and I thought about Disgaea D2 and how it exists.
Yeah.
And I thought about Disgaea's 3 and 4 and all like Dark Hero Days and Afternoon of Darkness, which are like variations on those older titles, right?
Yeah.
Like special editions, essentially, right? Discounting some of that and just sticking to like the full new game experiences, I would say that there are at least 6 Disgaea titles. There's only one Phantom Brave. And I would like to see more. Phantom Brave. And that's the reason why I wanted to play this game over Disgaea.
Why do you think that this game, despite its zany atmosphere, is too sincere? And that's why Disgaea is like has a bunch of sequels and this one is just like singular?
I don't know. I'm afraid that part of it might just be that they went a little overboard with the mechanics, and the story is very sweet in this game.
Yeah, but are the mechanics really more overboard than Disgaea's mechanics?
Yeah, just the insanity that ensues from the gridless combat makes this a pretty tough sell, I think.
But you could always put a grid on it and still have... I mean, like, there are things that you can do with a sequel to change stuff.
I think that the two best ways to handle that would either be do a hex grid, which I think would still keep it a little more fluid than Disgaea titles with a really rigid grid. Or have most characters project some kind of zone. So whenever a creature is held, a creature on another team, if I were to pick up an enemy, I think on each of their turns they would do a little head stomp and damage me, right?
Right.
I think that a similar maneuver where maybe I think it might have to be like an opt-in technique reserved for like the fightery classes to start. Like it would be like a default ability for them. I think some sort of like pulse where they would push back enemies. Or you know what might actually help?
Ooh.
A judge-like entity that would clean up the battlefield. I think that trying to work that into the narrative might be hard because that's a pretty big addition.
Yeah.
But I think it might help the gameplay.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
What if you were handed a Phantom Brave the Second, Phantom Braver, for example,
Yeah.
and it just played like Disgaea, but it had all of the same characters and trappings of this game?
I feel like that would be too far because I think that there's...
What would you save from this game? Because I know that you like Disgaea.
The confined system is number one.
Yeah.
If not Marona, a character with hold on, let me double check the name. Chartreuse. Yeah, I think that this power right here is the most important thing.
So you'd want the what's it called in Disgaea?
Base panel?
Yes, you'd want the base panel to be objects in the environment that have been scattered.
Oh, I see what you mean. You know what? That's actually probably... That's a good point, because how I described it before is I said that Marona is the base panel, but she's not. She's like a catalyst, and she is the base panel in that if she falls, you don't have it anymore. But that's a good point.
She's more like the base panel caster.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's like half.
Yeah.
She's the ignition key for the base panel, but the base panel really is, yeah, it's what you said.
Let's do it.
this is the base panel, and that's the base panel.
Do you
and
think
this
that
the
is
base
probably
panel.
the most core mechanic that makes this game interesting? Or just tell me a little bit about
A
some of them.
decentralized base panel is part of it. I think that now that I'm thinking about it, though, if you put it even on a hex grid, you couldn't have this anymore.
No.
Like, that would be gone. And that would be a real shame. But I think that overall, it would probably be worth it just because it can be really difficult in this game to play tactically, to play without feeling like sort of a brute.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes I can't make an effective wall with characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because enemies can just jump on my head and hop over. I feel like the AI is often kind of stupid itself because the movement is so complicated. I feel like the enemies could probably be a little more intelligent.
That's it.
They could play a little better if it were on a grid. I think that it would remove instances of, because you've seen it, whenever an enemy will start moving and they'll get stuck on an object and they'll go boink, 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 and do 3 bounces and then end their turn without doing
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I think that putting it on a grid might help cut down on the amount of that.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of weird failed turns, failed
Yeah.
enemy turns. What would I keep in Phantom Brave?
No, Phantom Braver.
Yeah, well,
The
see,
fictitious sequel.
there is. I can tell you that I think I know what I wouldn't want it to be. I don't think I would want it to be another Marona, which I don't know if we're going to play on the show. It's a sort of, it's an additional chapter that they added in various re-releases of this game. I think it started with, was it So We Meet Again? Or maybe it was just We Meet Again. Which is a incredibly sweet title.
Yeah.
That makes me very melancholy just considering it. Oh, no, can I not? Can I not? I think I can get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, they give you a freebie. It's fine. They give you a small, just a little freebie. And I know that this episode has gone on for a while, but we are very close to the end.
Yeah.
And I would like to start making better progress.
What is that hollow-eyed fellow?
It's a mer person.
Merson. Hi, merperson.
Yeah.
Is that what the mers look like? Classy mermaid. How
And that's a
about that?
merman.
That's a merman?
That's some interesting
They're
gender dimorphism.
like, yeah. Well, they look like they're related to otters and seals instead of fish.
The interesting
Because
thing.
of the ears and the eyes.
Oh, that's a. But they have gills.
No,
Right?
they don't.
Yeah, that's a gill.
That thing on the shoulder?
I think so.
It's probably a stripe. But look at her. She doesn't have no gills. I don't think
That's
they're
a
gills.
good point.
I think they're stripes. I think these are otters.
They're otter. And I think that the interesting thing is that the merman has legs and the mermaid has a tail.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I was pointing at.
Mm.
Let me see if I can't brain sturgeon a lot of them. I can brain sturgeons.
I forgot that joke. It's a good one. I like
You sound
it.
kind of sad about it. It's a good one. That's a joke that someone made. I wonder if there's going to be a demo after this. Just blow up everybody. Just do it. The battle should be over already. Come on. I can do it. I just need to pick up my bomb and blow up that mermaid. Yes, with a fire attack. So here's another example, okay?
Yeah.
The sliding would be weird on a grid.
Yeah.
The slip sliding and the bouncing. But it's already weird because if you try to move, you'll slide around in a weird way, right?
Right.
If you have a targeted spell, let me see if I can't give you an example, a practical example. If you have a targeted spell, where's Berserker? Berserker will work. See, I can hold down X to move them
Yeah.
and just move them about with perfect accuracy.
Huh.
There's no slip sliding to worry about.
Huh.
Yeah. Isn't it though? Isn't it
That's-
just so, huh? So it kind of feels like they didn't even really stick to their guns anyway.
Yeah.
Can I water bomb from over here? Nope. Can I thunder bomb? Does thunder bomb have greater range? It does. Map done. Let's see if there's a demo, because I don't want to start a new episode just for that. Okay. Yep, that's the end.